Shalom, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to the elect, pushing this truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. Lord willing, we be of that number. It's your brother Tabaye Yakuna coming at you with a quick lesson. And Lord willing, it's edifying. Shalom to the 144,000. This is whitehouse.gov. It says fact sheet. President Biden issues executive order to protect Americans' sensitive personal data. February 28, 2024. Today, President Biden will issue an executive order to protect Americans' sensitive personal data from exploitation by countries of concern. The executive order, which marks the most significant executive action any president has ever taken to protect Americans' data security, authorizes the Attorney General to prevent the large-scale transfer of Americans' personal data to countries of concern and provides safeguards around other activities that can give those countries access to Americans' sensitive data. Brought that out because if you read this in another, it's just an article from the Washington Post. Says Biden acts to better protect Americans' personal data such as health records and finances. Coming out of Washington, it says President Joe Biden is signing an executive order aimed at better protecting Americans' personal data on everything from biometrics and health records to finances and geolocation from foreign adversaries like China and Russia. We understand that we're in those times right now where all these the weak are saying that they're strong. All these quote unquote weaker nations that America basically had their foot on. They're flexing, what the scriptures say, let the weak say I'm strong. All right. But getting into this article on the personal data, we'll just go back to the one in whitehouse.gov. It says the executive order, which marks the most significant executive action any president has ever taken to protect America's data security, authorizes the Attorney General to prevent the large-scale transfer of Americans' personal data to countries of concern and provides safeguards around other activities. See, it's all ambiguous, man. A lot of stuff is ambiguous, but when you have a spiritual eye and look at this, it says protecting Americans' data security, the most significant executive action. So this is a big deal, man, and it really wasn't even in the media like that. It wasn't in the media like that, which, when they do things like that, you best believe that these guys are, they got something up their sleeves. Let's grab scripture real quick, because, this data is a part of the luxury of being in America, Babylon the Great, which is just a big carnal, fleshly place to be in. Yeah, all people do is just consume, but what can you do, man, when you're under the rule of Esau, Edom, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan? You know, Edomites, they're fleshly, carnal people, logical people. You know, they don't. The Most High's thoughts is not in them. You know, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. It's a gift, you know, that the serpent has given pretty much the whole world, man. You know, the scriptures speak about the nations being drunk off the philosophies of this world, man. Revelation 18 and verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. That wine goes into philosophies. You know, fornication is spiritual in nature. Speaking of a spiritual fornication, laying down with this whore, man. Yeah, they go against their own ways, and they lay down with a whore, and she's diseased, and she's got all kinds of packages, so to speak, that come with laying down with, meaning the fornication, meaning doing business, you know, business deals. You know, these kings of these nations, they see that, you know, America, Babylon the Great looks good on the outside, but when you're in it, you understand that your soul is being tried, because hey, this place is also a place of slaves and souls of men. That's Revelation 18 and 13. Okay. That's what it ultimately wants to do. It wants to make you a slave. So getting back to that, Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Who's being oppressed? You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And a gift destroyeth the heart. Yeah, the gift of, you know, the philosophies that you can be a HOMO. You can you know, you can be an adulterer and everything's cool. Don't have to go to jail for it. You know, you can covet and do all kinds of shit. All right. And then they package it, all of these ideas and philosophies in their science, so-called. The scriptures speak about science, so-called. And so you got your computer science, you got your biology. You know, that one of those articles was talking about biometrics. You know, so when you're engaging in all of these things, these things are they're pickled, they're steeped. Just the fashioning of them is has a foundation in the carnal, invasive, wicked nature of this beast system, man, which is NATO and the EU, the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay. And that whore that rises back is America, Babylon the Great. But back to Revelation 18 and 3. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right. So China laid down with this whore. Russia has mingled with the whore. And so And the tangling is deep. You know, they just can't pull themselves away from this horror. They either got to conquer it or lay down to it. And the scriptures speak about how um, the how does it go? Shall hate the whore. Yeah, these other nations are going to hate the whore. Revelation 17 and 16 says, I was right there. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So even its allies are going to get, you know, those 10 horns are the allies of the beast, man. You know, even its allies, America's allies, are going to be fed up with this whore and her philosophies, man. Okay? Let's see. Right, so, hey, we're in those days, man, where things getting tight, man. Scriptures speak about how this devil knoweth that he hath but a short time in Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. You know, short time for what? To push forth his plan, man, that NWO. Okay? Um, you know, ultimately leading to what Revelation 13 and verse 16 speaks of, and that micro C-hip, that ultimate temptation, that ultimate gift. You know, you got all the data and stuff, and now we're going to package it. Which is already packaged in the form of your computers and your cell phone devices, but we're going to put it in a nice little convenient package about the size of a grain of rice. It could be smaller, who knows? And we're going to implant it. We're going to implant it in you, you know, and track you wherever you go. Okay. Hey, and some people are down with that. Some people are down with that. But the scriptures speak of a penalty for taking that MOTB, Revelation 14 and verse 9. You know, you read down to verse 12. You know, so, hey, you know, again, this devil is putting the clamps down on people through his legislation, his executive orders. He's going to push it as peace and safety, trying to keep you out of the grips of the adverse nations. You know, which they're pushing their own little stuff too. You know, but what comes with that those executive orders is a clamping down of your so-called freedoms, man. Okay, and ultimately, in the end, he's going to come down with great wrath with that martial law, man. Jacob's trouble is going to come into play. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all going to feel it, man. Unless you be in favor with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, Shalom.